Yo, 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 yo. It is that time of night where the one and only We Are Lions Nation podcast is in the house, bringing you our Friday night matchup here on a lovely Saturday. Had to switch it over to tonight because this guy has COVID and was pretty down Friday. So, but feeling okay right now. So hopefully that stays the trend and we can keep this ball rolling. We got Dan the Man Leonard in the house and one and only Stat Man as well. We're going to talk about. We're going to go good, Dan. Thanks for asking.
Hey, I'm doing great, man. How about you guys? You guys doing good?
Yeah. Good as we
All
can
right.
be.
Love to hear that.
We got Tom and Amy said, hello, everyone. Hope you are feeling better, Andy. Yeah, not too bad right now. Still can taste and smell. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about. Victor says, what's up, fellas? What's up, Vic?
What's up, Vic? Thanks for joining, man.
Tonight's show, we're going to talk. We got a couple topics to talk about, Lions football, and then we're going to make our wild card picks. And that'll be it for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan. That's what we're doing.
Really?
Mrs. Leonard in the house says, howdy. How's it going?
Hey, not bad, Angela. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Angela. Not bad. Not bad at all. See what I did there? That was like the Independence Day thing. You didn't get it.
Trying to cause problems.
Always trying to start stuff.
Yup.
What? I wasn't. I did the Independence Day copycat. That's what I was doing. You know, he's like, not too bad. Not too bad at all. That's what I was doing. Come on, guys. Come on now.
I don't remember individual lines in movies. People do that to me all the time. There's certain lines that are always very memorable, but other ones just not so memorable.
It was Bill Paxton when he does his big speech. But he sounded like, when he's talking to Will Smith, but he sounds like Bill Clinton when he did it. And that's why it stands out to me. Hey, remember, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. We are on that march to 500 subscribers, currently sitting at 207. So please subscribe, like, and share the podcast with all your Lions friends. First topic, what are your thoughts on Aaron Glenn interviewing with the Denver Broncos for the head coaching vacancy? That was one of the big topics from the Lions this week. Dan, I'm going to go to you first.
I think it's great, honestly. Even though, Lions fans are going to say that they don't want to lose him, I think it's great to the fact that he's getting that opportunity. It shows that all that work that guy's put in with a team of undrafted players and basically bench warmers, it just shows his character, how much character that guy has and what his value really is. Do I think he's going to get a head coaching job this year? No. But I think it's great for him personally.
All right, Statman, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, Lions fans are going to be upset about it. I kind of seen it coming. When he was asked about the upcoming head coaching positions that were open, he said he was focused on being the best defensive coordinator for Detroit. And I knew that was a PR move. He's going to go to coaching interviews. He's going to feel it out. He's got to test the waters because here in 2 or 3 years, maybe even after next year, he's going to be a head coach. Bottom line, Aaron Glenn is going to be a future head coach in this league. And like Dan said, his reputation's been building He went to New Orleans Saints. They were dead last in the league in their defensive backs. He turned them around to a top 5 defensive back group. And then he goes from the Saints as a defensive backs coach to the Lions as a defensive coordinator. And look what he did with the talent we had. He's just proving to everybody in the league that he can coach.
Let me ask you, what do you think he could do for Okudah, though?
Well, actually, that's one of the topics that we're going to talk about tonight is Okudah. But I want to say he, going along with what Statman said, he did say that he wants to be the best defensive coordinator the Lions ever had. I can see him taking interviews, but I don't see him leaving. Not this soon. I think he wants to get things really established for Detroit. I think he's really focused on that, getting Detroit established. Should he be a head coach at some point? Absolutely. And eventually that will happen. Hopefully down the road, his replacement will be just as good, but they'll already have a defense built. You know what I mean? And that's what Aaron Glenn's going to do for us. Yeah.
I wouldn't put it out of the realm of reality, though, because if a team really wants him as their head coach, they're going to get him.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've seen teams take flyers on worse defensive coordinators, worse offensive coordinators as head coaches. I mean, look at Matt Patricia, what we did with that guy. I mean, we took a huge risk on him, had horrible defense when he was with the Patriots. They called it the bend, don't break defense. But literally, his defenses gave up so many yards in games, it was insane. Teams would just dice him up. That's bad coaching.
Absolutely.
I mean, Aaron Glenn is way better than Matt Patricia, and to put it out of realm of reality, saying that he's not going to get a head coaching job this year, who knows? If Denver really wants him, they'll get him. John Elway will throw the money at him.
Is Elway still the guy in charge out there? I thought he stepped away.
Did he step down? Last time I knew he was still over there. Maybe he did. I don't follow the Broncos, but that's the last person I knew that was in charge of the everything over there. So,
Facebook user says, "What's up, ladies?
What's up?"
Quit being a coward and show your face, Facebook user.
He even put the little lady sign. See that? Little ladies restroom sign thing right there. Going all out today. Going all out.
Are you sure it's a he and not a she?
Could be. Just an update. Cincinnati is beating the Raiders 19-26.
It's going to come down to the wire, it seems like.
Cincinnati's got the ball, 3rd and 11.
Next thing I want to do is I want to take a look at the Lions rookies this year and kind of just give a little bit of valuation on them, see how we thought they did. And I brought this up because Penei Sewell had just did an interview and said that he thought he didn't do very well and could do way better. So I thought that was interesting, but I thought he did very well. Considering his rookie year, I think wasn't he one of the top linemen in the league this year? So,
Yes.
So we're gonna talk. Let's talk about Penei Sewell, St. Brown, Levi, Ali McNeil, Milifanu, Derek Barnes, Jamar Jefferson, Jerry Jacobs, and AJ Parker are the ones I want to talk about. We don't have to talk too long on each one of them, but just kind of give a brief thing. For Penei Sewell, for me, again, I think I just said it, but excellent. I think A+. I mean, the guy played extremely well. I barely allowed hardly any sacks. I don't have the stats on him right with me, but I mean, he was a top-notch lineman this year, period. And I don't really think there's any debate there as far as Penei Sewell goes. Dan, what are your thoughts? Penei Sewell, evaluating him his first year.
I think the beginning of the year was a little rocky for him, but he definitely turned into a top 10, top 15 tackle in the league. I think he had a great year, and sky's the limit for that kid.
Absolutely. Statman.
I agree with both of you. I think he did excellent. And him just saying that he didn't do very well and he needs to improve, that just tells you the type of pro he is. He's a professional, right down to the wire. He wants to improve his game. He doesn't want to allow a single sack. So, I mean, he's a beast, and he's going to be a long time right tackle or left tackle for the Detroit Lions because he can play both, and he's proved it throughout this year.
Absolutely.
Before we move on to St. Brown, Jeremy's in the house, says, what's up, guys? What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, what's going on, Jeremy?
Candace Erickson in the house.
Hi, Candace.
Amanda, Mrs. Statman, says, hey,
You
guys.
almost got me in trouble, Mrs. Statman.
Mrs. Statman, you're texting from the movie theaters. You're supposed to have your phone off or on silent while you're watching a movie.
Mrs. Leonard says, hey, that is my thing, calling y'all ladies.
Definitely is.
Jeremy says, Ali McNeil made the all-rookie first-team D-line.
I don't know how.
Then he said, Penei Sewell allowed 2 sacks and 8 pressures all year. Committed only 5 penalties. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just beast. What's up, ladies? Now you can see my name, Dar.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, it was Dar. Figured it was you. What's up, brother?
Jeremy's
Coward.
back on YouTube now. He switched it over. Facebook user says, hey, guys, what's up? What's up, Facebook user?
How's it going,
We're
Facebook
going to go
user?
to the one and only, probably my favorite rookie of the season, this past season. And that is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Started out slow, but I don't think it was necessarily him. I think that had a lot of credit to him not getting the ball. But we've seen that once St. Brown got the ball and started getting things working in his direction, we started to see what kind of player Amon-Ra St. Brown really is. And I think the future for him, I mean, the sky's going to be the limit for that guy, I think. And I think he showed it at the end of the season, especially. Dan, what are your thoughts on St. Brown?
Said it a million times, and I'll say it a million more. The best player on the entire team. Kid came out of nowhere, 4th-round pick from USC. Everybody overlooked him. I think he had the least amount of drops for any rookie wide receiver in the league, and he's probably in like the top 5 of least drops for any receiver at all. And towards the end of the year there, they started using him better. Like that last 2 games, using him in the running back and everything like that. He's going to be to the Lions what Deebo Samuel is to the 49ers. He's going to be their jack-of-all-trades guy.
Yeah, you got to credit that to the play calling. When the play calling switched, Amon-Ra St. Brown started to get more involved in the game.
Yes and no. After Swift got hurt and Campbell couldn't just use him on every play, St. Brown emerged.
Yeah, and then they finally started to see what kind of piece they had.
Exactly.
What do you think, Statman?
Yeah, I agree. Kid is very talented. Rarely drops anything besides the first 2 weeks of the season. He had a couple, I think he had like 4 drops in the first 2 games. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy. I know you got the stats right in front of you. But he's got the second best PFF rating, but only behind Jamar Chase. And he was drafted in the 4th round. I mean, all these teams passed up on this kid, and he's proven to them that they shouldn't have. And he even talked about it, about all the receivers. He reminds himself, he doesn't like getting big-headed because he reminds himself of all the receivers that were taken ahead of him. And it just pushes him. And I love that. I love that. Get out there, have a vendetta, and take care of business out on the field. And that's what he does.
Jeremy said Amon-Ra St. Brown at 90 receptions, 912 yards, 5 touchdowns, 10.1 yards per catch, and only 2 drops, 85% catch rate.
Yeah, 2 drops, and that was in the first 2 games.
First 9 games, 39 receptions, 329 yards, and 1 touchdown.
So we got all of that in the last 8 games, or last 7, 8 games.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's like they started using them, and they're like, holy crap, look what we have here.
I knew it when we drafted the kid. I was watching his highlight film, and I believe didn't he get hurt in his senior season at USC? Isn't that what hurt him in the draft?
I don't know.
Does anybody know? I'm pretty sure he had an injury in college or something, or he didn't play due to COVID, or I don't know. There was something about him that dropped his draft capital when the draft was happening, and that's the reason why he got drafted in the 4th round and not earlier.
Mhm.
And I appreciate you pulling up the stats, JB.
He said St. Brown had drop issues his last year in college.
Is that what caused him to drop?
Well, I didn't see him hardly dropping anything once the Lions started using him right from the backfield as a running back. Like they started working him perfect. He's got to be, him and Swift, probably my 2 favorite players right now, I have to say. What about Levi, Dan?
I like him. He just needs to get more time under his belt, develop a little more strength. He's not going to give you a great pass rush, but it's the 3-4, so he doesn't need to. He just needs to get stronger at the point and shedding blocks there to stop the run.
You agree, Statman?
Yeah, I completely agree. He kind of was underwhelming this year. He didn't do what everybody expected him to do, but I think they expected way too much out of him. They were expecting him to be an immediate pass rush killer on defense, and I think it kind of was underwhelming for most fans when they were expecting that right off the rip.
Yes.
Sorry, I was reading a comment here. Jeremy said St. Brown's emergence also coincided with the stopping of Lynn's play calling.
Yes. Anthony Lynn is garbage.
What about, let's go to Aleem McNeil. Statman, let's go to you.
He had some ups and downs this year, but I think overall he played awesome. I mean, the dude is a plug in the middle of that defensive line, and he can stop the run and shed blocks just as easy as any other defensive tackle in the league. That dude is strong. So
yeah, he's a big mother trucker.
Just got to work on his tackling.
Yeah.
Agree there.
Is that what you think, Dan? Just tackling?
Absolutely. He's pretty strong. Just all he needs is more reps, basically.
Yeah, and Jeremy B made a good point about Levi. He was injured starting the year. He was hurt. So that kind of goes with what Dan said with the playing time, things like that. Not getting the full season. So who knows? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Melifanu, Statman.
I love that guy. I think he's going to be an outstanding corner for us. That injury hurt us in that Green Bay Packers game. He was shutting down Devontae Adams that whole time that he wasn't hurt when he was on him. And then all of a sudden, Melifanu went down. Boom, Devontae Adams blows up on us. Guy can cover. And I think he's going to be a great talent for the Detroit Lions in the future. And I just hope he gets more playing time.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's definitely going to be a big part of the secondary going forward. Dan, what do you think, Melifanu?
I think he's going to be a good player going forward as well. The only thing I dislike on him at all is he doesn't have like elite top end speed, but he makes up with it by taking good angles and the way he's covered.
Jeremy says Aleem McNeil came on strong the last few games, racking up 10 tackles for loss and 2 sacks.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a plug in that middle.
That says if he needs to stay healthy. Yeah.
Yes, he does. And that's what hurt him this year.
What about, let's go with one guy that I liked a lot when the season even started, even from the preseason. We debated this a lot in the beginning of, during the season. Like, why is this guy not playing? Derek Barnes. Let's talk about Derek Barnes for a second. I love Derek Barnes. I think he still needs to work on a few things, but the guy's a beast, and I think he plays very well. Statman, you got a look on your face, so I'm going to go to you first. What do you think, Derek Barnes?
He needs to learn how to tackle better. He needs to learn how to cover tight ends better and be a coverage linebacker a little bit more. And I don't know. He's strong. He's fast. He can get to the ball, but he just can't tackle people. I've seen him miss tackles so many times this year, but it's a rookie thing. He's just got to work on it. But at the same sense, like you've been playing football your whole life, you should know how to wrap somebody up and tackle them. That's just my opinion.
I think a lot of these players too that a lot of these players on the Lions roster could be excellent players if it wasn't for the fact that they can't tackle. Like if you could put that in your what do you call it, like fucking bag of tricks or whatever, then you'd be a great player. But the fundamental thing is to tackle, and you got to have people that can do that. What do you think, Dan? Derek?
I agree with what he said right there. But again, saying that if they were great, they'd be a great line. If they could tackle, he'd be a great linebacker. That's the same thing as saying if the corner could cover, he'd be great. Just because you're fast or you look the part doesn't always make you that guy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Derrick Barnes, in my opinion, is a pass rusher without a power move or a spin move to get to the quarterback. He's just fast. That's it.
That's a good point. Very good point, Dan.
He doesn't have great intelligence. Covers like crap. He just got plugged in because of the injuries. Look at Reeves Maben. Played way better at linebacker than him. Even what's that long-haired guy that I don't like? Anzalone. Yeah. He tackles better. He covers better. He just doesn't have the physical ability that guy has.
Jeremy says, good news on the Okudah front. He is cleared to start active team duties. Derek Barnes is learning from Anzalone, picked up his bad habits. Anzalone is not a sure tackler.
He's not a sure tackler at all, but he's still better than Barnes. Willing to join you guys if you send me a link as a guest. I don't give a fuck. Do it.
Come on in, man.
Yeah, man. You just want to sit and talk. Let's fucking go.
And you're commenting enough. Might as well just hear your voice.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of input to put in, so I'd love to hear.
I know he does. AFC North and NFC East. What the hell?
Well, I sent him an invite, so we'll bring in Jeremy B. We got one more topic to talk about and make our picks.
Ka-ching.
Just going to wait a second for Jeremy to get in here.
Hey, and while we're waiting, make sure you guys check out our new sponsor.
It's not stupid PayPal.
LDA Breaks. You can find us there at Fireside Sports Cards Breaking Collective. It's a Facebook group page where we always pull the fire.
Yeah, look for signed NFL merchandise like mini helmets, signed NFL jerseys, and much more. And get 10% off your first break with one of us if you mention this ad. Also, check out LDA Breaks on the LDA Breaks Facebook page as well. So you can find us on the Fireside page and the LDA Breaks page. Hop in there, check it out, pulling some fire all the time.
You'll find me, the fireman Dan, and Andy.
The Jersey Man.
The Jersey Man.
I'm telling you, man, Dan, you always pull that fire.
That's some great luck.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up, JB?
I had to do some running tonight, so I wasn't able to do my own little podcast tonight. And I just got back, and I saw you guys around. I was like, screw it. I'd rather come on and ask you face-to-face my questions.
Hell yeah. We're glad to have you. Welcome back.
Okay, here's my question about FAs. I was looking through the linebackers that are slated to be FAs. 2 of them will probably be tagged. The only one that will, out of the top 3, that'll make it back. If they signed, let's say they can't get a deal done with Harris because he wants more than he's worth. He did only have 7.5 sacks. I have him in that $6 to $8 million range as an outside linebacker.
Correct.
So what if they bring back and move him to outside where he could be a missile as a pass rusher and bring back Gerard Davis. We're putting him back in the position that he was natural at Florida.
I don't hate that.
I don't either. That's actually a pretty damn good move, in my opinion. I like Gerard Davis.
Davis going to be a free agent?
Davis is a free agent. He had a 1-year deal. He was injured for about 9 games this season. But when he came back, he was a missile again, and that's one of the reasons why the Jets won a couple games.
What did the Lions not like about him? That's what
it wasn't that they didn't like him. He was at that point where he was considered a MLB2, but he hadn't played like an MLB2, which pays more money than outside linebacker for a second-tier outside linebacker. Mm-hmm. So therefore, it made more sense to cut him because Dan Campbell talked about Gerard Davis in his second presser. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He said, I actually love the kid. He's just been in the wrong position.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerard Davis, I mean, even at Florida, even with the Lions, besides his injuries that he had, I mean, he was a solid player. He was in the wrong position, though.
Look at the year we traded for Snacks and how he came in like gangbusters. He led the league, not just the team. He led the league in MLB pressures on the quarterback.
Well, you also got to think, though, Snacks Harrison was the best defensive tackle in the league. That guy ate 2 or 3 people every time.
Amen. I'm 100% on that train. But Snacks Harrison, after his baby was born and sat out the offseason and didn't do any workouts and held out for that contract, once he came back, he was not the same player, and he's never been the same player since.
Nope.
And he won't be.
Nope.
Well, let's go to Jermar Jefferson.
I like Jermar Jefferson. I just want to give my quick take on it because here he scored 2 touchdowns right away when he came in, when everybody was going in and out with injuries. But then something happened and he fell off. He had an injury and he was out for a few weeks. When he came back, he never looked the same. I think they should have shut him down after the second injury rather than bringing him back.
I agree with that.
I agree. I've never been a fan of him though. Like I just don't like the way his style of play. I'm more of a fan of that guy that's gonna pound people. You know what I mean?
Well, he's a one-cut back, is what he is. I knew that when we drafted him, and that's sorry about that.
Jeremy just fell over. He fell.
Yeah, my phone fell over, not me.
No, Jeremy fell over.
Jeremy fell
I'm trying
over.
to use my steering wheel as a phone holder. I'm not in. Yeah, as you notice, I'm not indoors, but that's because it's so cold outside. I don't want to get out of the car yet.
Yep, it is freezing outside right now.
9 degrees with -4 with the wind chill in Bay City.
Thanks for the weather report, JB.
Yeah, it's freaking cold. I was out for a cigarette before we started the show, and my fingers felt like they're gonna fall off.
Speaking of which, I almost made the mistake since I'm not a regular on the show anymore. I almost lit one up.
I'm about to.
It's great to be on with you guys. And I want to say again, I appreciate everything that We Are Lions Nation has done for me.
Hey, man, we appreciate all the input you put in with us and all the work you've done with us. And, you know, you're always part of this family. So.
And anytime I get news, I will always share it on your Facebook page because sometimes you guys are at work and I have slow spots at work where I can actually put it up as it's happening.
Yeah, work gets crazy for me. Like, it just depends on the day. Some days I'm just running around with my head cut off trying to get all the work done that I got. And then some days I'm just sitting there doing nothing and I'm able to post stuff. But yeah, I completely understand what you're saying there.
What's your thought on Jermar Jefferson, Logan?
I like him. I liked the flashes that he shown with the 2 touchdowns he got. Then the injuries kind of bothered me a little bit with him. And it bothered me that they brought him back, like JB said, and it just didn't seem like he was right when he was running the same way. I feel like, I don't know, time will tell, but I like the kid. I liked how he started off. Hopefully he gets, 100% healthy for next season and he's ready to go and get in the rotation.
Is he really needed?
Not really, but I mean, I'm sure he's going to be battling for that third spot on the active roster.
It's possible, and if he doesn't get it, there's always special teams.
Go ahead, JB.
I like the fact that when he gets hit, he doesn't fumble the ball like Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin, he needs to stop running the ball.
He runs weird. Godwin runs weird. I don't like his running. He looks like a spazoid when he's running the ball.
He runs like he rode a horse for like 6 hours and had a poop.
Yeah,
like what's he doing, man? It's freaking weird.
We don't want to know about his extracurricular activities. What it runs like.
God, Jeremy fell over again.
Oh, again.
I laughed so hard I hit the phone cord.
That's what's awesome about live. You just never know what the hell is going to happen.
That's the second time.
What about, let's go, Jerry Jacobs. Dan?
Love the guy. Absolutely love him. Coming out undrafted. He played great all season. I think he's honestly the gem of the draft in this thing, my opinion.
Steven Erickson says minus 13 here earlier today.
Yikes.
Yeah,
is that including the wind chill?
I agree with Dan on that, on his comments. Jerry Jacobs. What do you think, JB?
Jerry Jacobs was a gem out of the UDFAs. I love his gameplay. He's another guy that has to stay healthy to prove himself. He does deserve at least another 1-year deal to stay with us. Because here's the thing about the UDFAs that we had. The ones that we cut were the ones that needed to be cut. All the ones that are on there are restricted free agents now because they're no longer UDFAs because they played on the active roster.
What do you think, Statman?
I love Jerry Jacobs. I loved all the undrafted free agents that have stepped up really for our team this year when guys went down. Jerry Jacobs, I mean, I don't know how all these teams passed up on this kid. He kind of struggled at first when he first started, but it's like one of those, like, you got to get the, what do I want to say? You want to shake the feathers off. You want to shake the dust off, that rusty feeling. And you got to be able to catch up to the speed of the NFL. It's a lot different than college. And once he started getting going, I mean, he was right up there with Amani Aruwariye minus the interceptions.
Yeah. Agree. I liked him a lot too. Steven Erickson says minus 18 wind chill.
Jeez.
Man, I hope the bathroom ain't backed up at your house and you need to go outside behind a tree because that's really going to suck.
It's about cold enough to where you're peeing outside and it just freezes on you.
Yep. I still got a pea strand out there just fucking dangling.
Hey, watch your language, buddy. Don't make me throw the flag on you.
My bad.
Damn it, I can't even find it. Then I just cuss.
It just came out. My bad.
There you go. Had to pull it out of my back pocket.
AJ Parker, Dan.
Another one I'm very fond of. I think all the freaking guys they got in the secondary this year, they were hits. They did good. I like the kid. He covers good. He tackles good. The only knock on any of these guys was their speed. But Aaron Glenn coached them up great and taught them the value of positioning. That's where I'm at on that.
Thank you, Dan. JB?
AJ Parker was another gem. I like him better than Bobby Price. Bobby Price, I think that if he stays on, he's going to get moved back to safety because Dean Marlowe and Will Harris got to go.
All right, I like that too. Statman.
Yeah, I completely agree with everyone here. AJ Parker, he was definitely another gem that we got. And honestly, I'm starting to think maybe it's due to the coaching why they're playing so well. I honestly think Aaron Glenn is one of the best coaches out there in the NFL that can coach up young talent, especially defensive backs. He did it in New Orleans, and now he's doing it with Detroit. I mean, look at Marshawn Lattimore. He was not playing very well for the Saints. Aaron Glenn took over that defensive backs coaching job, and all of a sudden, now he's playing like a freaking superstar.
It's like this. He gets those guys in the right state of mind. He teaches them the fundamentals of the game, how to play a cornerback position. The way he's teaching these guys to play remind me of a lot of Richard Sherman, a guy who wasn't like the best athlete on the field, wasn't a high draft pick, but is just very smart.
Yeah, I can agree with that. What do you think, JB?
Yes. But Jerry Jacobs, I think if I remember right, he had a minor leg injury in the national championship game for Alabama. That's one of the reasons why he dropped out of the draft, because it was a very deep defensive back draft that year.
I think playing for Bama hurts some people's draft stock if they're like the third and fourth guy on that roster, just because of how good they are in general. That guys that are still good and would be freaking top starters at other schools kind of get buried and forgotten about.
Yeah, good point.
I agree.
Yep. Josh Jacobs is one of them.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah. He was behind Derrick Henry pretty much his whole freaking tenure there at Alabama.
What's his face? J.C. Jackson from the Patriots.
So the next topic I want to bring up, it was something I seen on DetroitLions.com today. Dan Campbell was all talks about Okudah, how successful his rehab went. He said that Okudah was begging to still be there with the team and participate in as much things as possible. He was calling the coaches, wanting to be there, really involved, super focused. So I guess my question is, where will Okudah fit in the roster next season when you have all these corners we've already talked about? Where's Okudah going to be? Statman.
I think he's going to be right there in the starting position still. I think him and Aruwariye is going to be 1 and 2. And the reason why I say that is because Jeff Okudah was actually playing very well before his injury.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing very well. And he was playing a lot better than what he was before. And honestly, I seen progress. And that's what we wanted to see out of Okudah. A lot of people put too high of expectations on the guy when he came out of Ohio State. Then he's just going to be coming in and, shutting down receivers left and right. He's not that type of corner. But under Aaron Glenn, sky's the limit for him. As long as he can rehab that Achilles right and he can try to keep his speed up. I know he's going to lose a little bit of a step, but as long as he has that smartness to play, kind of like Jerry Jacobs and AJ Parker, how they played this year. They're not the fastest guys, but they played well enough to cover because they were in the right position. And I think under the coaching of Aaron Glenn, I think Jeff Okudah will be a starting corner aside Aruwariye next year.
Yeah, and before I go to you, Dan, real quick, what you said, Logan, about him getting better is actually part of what Dan Campbell and the coaching staff said before he got hurt. That's what was so bad about his injury, because you see a player that was starting to grow and then all of a sudden goes down. That was a pretty big hit. Dan, go ahead, buddy.
I think he's going to be a starting corner. I know there's a lot of talk about we should move him to safety and stuff like that, but he's physically, prototypically, he's a prototype corner. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's strong enough to jam people at the line, which a lot of the corners on the team haven't been doing. Like, if you put him in a Monty Aruwariye, like, back-to-back, and you're going to pick one without looking at their stats or anything like that, you're going to pick Jeff Okudah. His only problem is he had brain lapses. Now, hopefully, this time off, he's gonna lose his step, but hopefully, this time off rehabbing, he's had his head buried in that playbook, and he's been trying to just absorb as much knowledge from Glenn as he possibly can.
Well, that's what was said. He has been doing that exact same thing. And dang, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna go off something you said, and I completely lost what I was gonna say. Blue squirrel. JB, I'll go to you. What do you think? Is Jeff Okudah gonna be? Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
I think with the way Amanio played this year, they're going to have Amanio at the QB at the CB1, and Jeff Okudah will be at the CB2. That leaves us those UDFAs to move around in the slot nickel and dime packages. It also makes it so, let's say we don't find a good safety. Here's a guy that's tall enough. Ifeatu Melifonwu actually played 40% of his snaps his last year at Syracuse at strong safety.
Yeah, I was just gonna top that off. I was gonna say that we never got to see the full potential of Okudah at corner yet because of that injury. So let him go back, let him play that corner position, see what he can do. You know what I mean? We haven't even got to really see it because of the.
But I think they need to move him to the 2. So he's not on the elite wide receiver of every team.
Yeah, Monty Arawaria is number 1.
Yeah.
He's earned that.
Squirrel.
The other thing we missed when Okudah left, do you remember what San Francisco wasn't doing well while Okudah was in the game?
Running.
They weren't running well because he sets the edge from that corner position in the run game. Yep. So you move him to the 2 because most teams like to run off of the left tackle side rather than the right tackle side. And you're going to have that edge set, and you can use the Aquara brothers to set the other edge.
That's a very, very valid point. I completely agree with that. Okudah was showing his tackling ability. Anytime he was in the game, he was setting that edge and tackling very well at the corner position.
Yes, Victor, the Bengals won.
They did.
Yes, sir.
Caught through an interception right at the end of the game.
What was the final score?
There goes my chances.
I think it was 26-19 still.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, Burrow's better than Herbert.
Yep.
That would have been a much better game if it had been Chargers and Bengals.
The only way it could have been Chargers and Bengals is if they both would have kneeled in the overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were going to if the coach didn't call that timeout. They were going to go give him the tie.
That's what happens with them younger coaches.
Well, wild card game 1, Raiders versus Bengals. We pretty much already know who won that game.
I'm going with the Bengals.
And I do have your picks right here on the sheet, so I know who picked who, so you can't cheat. We all picked the Bengals, including the nation. So everybody got that game. Let's go to wildcard game 2 coming up shortly. We got the Patriots taking on the Bills. I took the Bills in this one. Dan?
Patriots. Shitty weather. I think they're going to run like crazy.
Yeah, you should see Belichick. He's all bundled up.
He's probably still got his hoodie on. Don't lie.
He's got a big coat on and a hoodie and a big face mask. He's like, you can only see like this much of him.
I don't think that man's ever wore a coat in his life.
He's wearing one right now. Dan, who's your pick?
Patriots.
JB.
I'm choosing the Patriots for exactly what Dan said. Josh Allen struggles in cold, windy weather. The wind chill is going to be sub-zero. They're in single digits there tonight.
He's in Buffalo. How could he struggle in the cold?
He always has.
He always has.
He played college at Utah, man. If Bills were smart and wanted to get the best out of him, they'd build a dome.
Yep. I've said it too. The best thing that Buffalo could do is build a dome.
Mm-hmm. The guy's a top 5 quarterback when it's warm.
Statman.
I picked the Bills, but I want the Patriots to win.
Yeah, I know you do. Wild card game 3. Oh, the nation.
Raise your hand if it's Bucks.
The nation picked the Bills in that one as well. I know there's one person. The nation picked the Bucks. I picked the Bucks. Dan picked the Bucks. JB's taking the Bucks. There's one person that did not take the Bucks.
You fool.
I am taking the Eagles for one valid reason. It's going to be bad weather, and the Eagles are going to have to run the ball, and who's better at running the ball than Jalen Hurts at quarterback? I think that running game's – no.
Yes.
No.
Lamar Jackson is a way better runner than Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
And he's way faster.
I take Hurts and the Eagles all day over the Bucks.
What kind of bet you want to put on that?
All day.
What's your bet?
I don't know, but I'll put a ton on it because Hurts may be able to run. The Buccaneers have Tom Brady, probably the best wide receiving core in the league, the best tight end.
Oh, no.
Well,
That wide receiving core is injured.
well, yeah, still whatever. You got freaking Gronk, who's great. You got O.J. Howard, who's not bad. Cameron Brate. They have 3 solid tight ends. You got Ronald Jones. You got Leonard Fournette. They can run the ball all day. All day. The defense just sucks. But their offense can manage the clock and put up points.
Look, we all know the best rushing quarterback in that game is Tom Brady.
Yes. Ooh, I love that
The
sound.
guy with the speed of a rushing snail.
The same Tom Brady and the Buccaneers that got shut out by the New Orleans Saints.
Saints got a good defense, man.
How
Just
about
saying.
wild card game 4, 49ers, Cowboys? The nation is taking the 49ers. I'm taking the 49ers as well. Dan? Whoa,
Dan,
whoa,
are
whoa.
you there?
I'm going
I'm
to take
here,
the
hold on.
49ers too.
Man. No. Yeah, I don't know.
You
I
did
hate
take the
this game.
49ers.
This is the game I couldn't go. Yeah, I'm going with the 49ers. Screw it. I got the 49ers in the pool. We're going with them.
Stat man.
The Niners.
JB, who you taking?
I'm taking the 49ers too. Their defense has gotten nasty.
Yeah, and that last game against the Rams, that's the reason why I'm picking them. I mean, they were completely dominant in that game, I felt like.
I think this next game is probably going to be unanimous. Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yep, Chiefs by 30.
And
Chiefs.
the nation chose the Chiefs as well. And our last wild card game is the Cardinals taking on the Rams. I took the Rams. Dan.
I'm going with the Cardinals. Yeah, Cardinals.
Yep, you did. You took the Cardinals.
I couldn't remember who I picked.
Statman.
I was teeter-tottering back and forth. I was like, Rams. No, Cardinals. Rams. Andy knows because he kept having to retype it over and over again. But then I just flipped a card up in the air and landed on tails, and that was Cardinals. So, Cardinals.
And the nation picks the Rams. JB, who are you picking?
I'm picking the Cardinals. And I'll tell you why. Last 7 games, 6 picks with 5 pick sixes by Matthew Stafford.
I think Matthew Stafford's going to do it.
And if they lose, at worst, we end up with the 22nd pick.
Hey, all I'm saying is these wild card games don't matter in the NFC side because it all runs through Lambeau Field, and good luck playing there in the cold weather.
If the Eagles upset the Bucks, I guarantee you, because the guy that has the first seed gets to pick their opponent, Green Bay will take the Eagles out of everybody else.
As they should.
They get to pick their opponent?
Yes.
It's not lowest seed anymore?
No.
Wow.
What?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's a part of the new CBA with the new thing with having only one bye for the playoffs. The 3 teams play, and the first seed gets to pick their opponent out of the wild card winners.
Wow.
Who doesn't the Rams want to face? They don't want to face the 49ers right now.
I don't think anybody wants to play them right now.
Do you think Green Bay wants to play the 49ers even in Green Bay?
Nope.
Who would you want to play? You'd want to play the Eagles that are one-dimensional. Their pass game is blah, and all they can do is run, and they're good against the run.
Now, the Eagles, though, what they need to do is throw the ball to Devonta Smith more. They just got to incorporate him more.
Isn't that crazy that the 16 wide receivers that was picked between Devonta Smith and Amon-Ra St. Brown did not have as many yards or touchdowns as Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Yep. Devonta Smith should have been a giant. God damn it. I hate the Cowboys. I hate the Eagles.
Victor threw in some picks. I want to grab those real quick. He said Pats, Bucks, 49ers. Tom Brady is best at 1-yard QB sneak.
Yes. You're not wrong. But the guy does. He's actually kind of good when he gets out there and starts running.
Rams, let's go Stafford. Weak. That was all the comments we got to catch up on. What's his face? Josh Allen just had like 2 15-plus yard rushes just now.
Yeah, Josh Allen can run. Josh Allen can run, and that is the one thing that the Patriots defense does struggle with is running quarterbacks. But once they get to the red zone, they shut them down. For some reason, it's like they learned how to contain.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Patriots defenses have always been like one of those bend but don't break defenses. Allow a ton of yards, but not a ton of points.
Yep.
Ooh. Is that ball moving?
But I'm telling you what, Josh Allen, he's going to have to run a lot in this game if he's going to win.
Well, they don't have a running back that's good.
They're winning right now. They just scored a touchdown. Touchdown to Dawson Knox. Yep.
Well, Logan, if you want to do your thing and get us out of here, that's all we have for tonight. We do your thing, get us out of here, and we will see everybody later.
All right. Lions Nation, here's that fight song. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, 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 go hard, win the game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions!
Hey, one pride. That's right. Spade and neuter your cat. Hey, we'll see you guys all real soon. And we'll, we do have some good shows coming up for you. Some more Lions topics that we want to do. So we will be back soon. And check out Gridiron Chat as well. We're gonna take a look at the next round. So we'll see. Yeah.
And appreciate you hopping in, JB. Nice seeing you again, man. And
always good to be here.
Always collaborate some more.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Come play some Apex.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody have a good night and see you soon.